1, 2, 3, 4. Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well today. I have a brand new lesson. This is by Request. A lot of you guys are really digging all the growler lessons that I've been doing. So this one is called Big Toe. It's off of their album Chinese Fountain. This song is not beginner friendly. Okay, there's a lot of quick chord changes in it, but if you really work at it, you can master it, but you're gonna have to put some work into it. I'll show you the rhythm part on the acoustic guitar, and then I'll also show you the lead little riffs that go along with it. So I'll zoom in on the fretboard and I'll break it all down for you. Okay guys, so like I said in my intro there, this is not exactly a beginner song, but nonetheless I will break it down for you by the parts, and we'll get through it. So the song is in the G, but it kind of functions, if you listen to it, as minor. It's actually in E harmonic minor. But so I'll explain the chords in the form of a verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, but the chords change throughout, so you really have to pay attention to that. Some of the times the chorus chords change a little bit. So I'll just play through it together with you guys, and then I'll call out the chords. So for the verse part, we're gonna have an E minor, or excuse me, actually for the intro, let me start with the intro. So with the intro, I'm gonna have a G chord, a D major, a D sharp major, we're just moving that up a half step, and then E minor. So like I said, this is the intro chords. So when I get to that D, I'm going to do a half bar of D sharp. So it kind of moves fairly quickly. So G, D, D sharp, E minor, and then we would be in the actual verses part. So now the verse chords are going to be E minor, G, and E minor again. So on the verses I have E minor, G, E minor, G, and we're going to do that one time. So I have E minor, G, E minor, G. So from the intro and the first verse, we're going to have G, stay on E minor, E minor, G, E minor, G, and then we're going to get to the chorus. And the chorus is, the first time that the chorus happens is going to be the same as the intro. So I'm going to have G, D, D sharp, E minor, and what I've noticed with like a lot of growler songs, they actually use quite frequently like that little half step in between, and it kind of adds a different color to it. I feel like that's very Beatles influenced. The Beatles used a lot of that kind of technique. So nonetheless, for the first verse we had, like I said, E minor, G, E minor. Then for the chorus we have G, D, D sharp major, then E minor. And then we're back on the second verse. Now the second verse is going to be the same as the first verse, where we're going to have E minor, G, E minor, G. So the verse chords never change. It's always going to be E minor, G, E minor, G, but the chorus is what changes. So when you get to the second chorus, you're going to have, this is where it gets funky, we're going to have a G major, a B major, a C major, back to G, and then we're going to have B again, C major again, and then we're going to do a little Beatles influence here, where we're going to go to C minor, and then we're going to go to E minor. So like I said, I'll have all the chords listed on the screen here so you can follow it anyway. But G, B, C, G, B, C, C minor, E minor, and then that'll take you back in the verse again when we have E minor, G, E minor, G, and then the final chorus of the song, we're gonna have a chord change again here. We're gonna have G, D, D sharp, E minor, and then G, B, C, G, B, C, C minor, E minor, G. Okay, so that's the entire song, but I'm going to play through it and I'm going to call out every single part. So you'll have the chords in the link, or chords on the screen as we play through it. So I'll call out the first part. So here's the intro. We got G, D, D sharp, E minor, and then here's the verses. So E minor, G, E minor, G. First chorus, G, D, D sharp, E minor, and then second verse, E minor, G, E minor, G. Then I'm going to be in the second chorus. This is when it changes, remember? G, B, C, G, B, C, C minor, E minor. And then here I'm on the verse again. E minor, G, E minor, G. And then I'm going to be on the third chorus, which is the last chorus. I'm going to have G, D, D sharp, E minor, and then G, B, C, G, B, C, C minor, E minor, G. So I know the song is very complex, and it's really not that bad if you've been playing for a while, but if you're a beginner, it is kind of difficult. So that was all the parts of it, but I'm going to kind of break down that rhythm now. So it's kind of like a Chucky rhythm. So we're going to have, if I'm just doing, let's say we're going to do just the G, D, D sharp, E minor. So I'm kind of really emphasizing on those chucks. Down, up, chuck, down, up, chuck, down, up, chuck, down, up, chuck. And the chuck is just kind of really muted more than anything. And remember when I'm on that D sharp, it's a really quick vibe there. Okay guys, so that's the actual rhythm part. Now I'll zoom in a little bit closer and we'll break down some of those riff ideas. Okay guys, so like the signature licks of the song is what really makes it. What's the really important ones that you're hearing is like this. And then you're also hearing this one. And basically what I'm doing there is it's actually really simple. The licks are actually more simple than the actual structure of the song. But so throughout the verse you're gonna have this arpeggio pattern. And what I'm doing there is I have an E minor triad. I'm gonna be in the frets between 7 and 9. First finger is gonna be on the high E string in the 7th fret. Middle finger is gonna come over to the adjacent string, 8th fret of the B string, and my ring finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the G. That is your basic E minor triad. It's all based off E minor right here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go up with it, and I'm going to go, and I'll call this as names of the strings. So I'm going to do the pattern of E, B, G once, and then I'm going to go E, B. So E, B, G, E, B. That's the first part. And then I'm gonna go through it again. So all together you should have. And you're gonna do that twice. So E, B, G, E, B, E, G, B, E, B. And then what I'm doing there from that shape is I'm going up to this, the arpeggio patterns or the lead licks follow the chords. So on the chord G, I'm gonna be on a G major triad. And that shape right here is I'm gonna have my first finger, 10th fret of the high E. I'm gonna have my ring finger on the G string on the 12th fret, and my pinky is gonna be on the 12th fret of the B. You can play it this way too, but I prefer to play with my pinky. And then with this pattern, instead of doing the where you're kind of missing the G string, sometimes you're just gonna go all the way through it. So I'm gonna go high E, B, G. And then when I get to that D sharp, I'm gonna play this shape right here, where I'm gonna have my pinky and my ring finger gonna stay in the same place, but instead of using my first finger, I'm gonna drop down to the 11th fret on the high E. So you're gonna have that shape. So here's the whole movement. And then I'm gonna bar my ring finger on the 12th of the G, B, and E, and that is a E minor triad as well. And you can kind of strum through it. So the whole shape here is. And also, if you really want to get the sound that is being produced by the guitar, you're going to want to pump on a very lot of reverb. I know in the intro I played it with my electric, but it was just too much of a hassle to zoom in. So anyway, I'm playing it on my acoustic the whole time. But in the intro, I had a lot of reverb on my amp. So that's how you're getting that sound. Anyway, so... And then when you get to the chorus, there's this line right here. And that's what makes the song very minor sounding. And what I'm doing there is all on the high E here. I'm going to start on the 7th of the high E, go 6 on the high E, 5 on the high E, and then G, or the 3rd fret of the high E. So the shape is going to be B, B flat, A, G. And when I get down to that G note, 3rd fret of the high E, I'm going to give it a little vibrato. So if I'm playing along with the chords, I would have, let's see here, I would have that E minor, G, E minor for the verses, and then I'm going to have this lick that goes over the verses. So that right there is a verse lick. And then when I get to the end of the chorus, that lick right there happens at the end of the chorus. So those are the most distinct licks that I hear. I don't really hear, I mean, there's more things going on, but it's a lot of just overdubbing and it's just playing the same chords. But those are the most profound, and I think that's the bulk of the entire song. These licks right here are what I'm hearing the most on the original soundtrack. So what I suggest is to get all the rhythm right and the licks, I would play along with the actual recording over and over and over again, because this is definitely not the most simplest song. So yeah, I definitely recommend to go through the whole song and listen to the entire. Alright guys, so that was the entire lesson. I hope you got some enjoyment out of it. I'll have all of my links in the description as always, and if you guys have any future content, go ahead and leave me a comment down there. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe so you can never miss my content. I have videos coming out every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Occasionally I have videos coming out on the weekend. I just have to, depends on what my work schedule is like or if I have the time to put out a video. But every single Wednesday at 11 a.m. is a new video or a new lesson or some kind of idea. So if you have anything else that you want to see for future content, like I said, leave a comment down there. And have fun, guys. Take care.